let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another segment of GFA Attract, the Entrepreneur Edition. Today, we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Mostafa Khaled Akher. Mr. Mostafa, hello.
Hello.
Okay, so Mr. Mostafa is from Makwa. I will leave all of the introduction to him, and I'll just get straight into the questions. Mr. Mostafa, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Mostafa Khaled Abdel. I am the Chief Commercial Officer at Makwa Application and also a co-founder. Recently earned the status of a co-founder. So, and I joined about 6 months ago. To tell you a little bit about myself, I graduated from the German University in Cairo back in 2013, where I received my bachelor's degree in a double core majors of economics and innovation. After graduating, I completed my military service here in Egypt as a recruit, and then I started working as a junior project manager for an Egyptian non-governmental organization called Risalat Noor ala Noor, while simultaneously working as a project manager for the Egyptian Social Fund for Development. I started my career working in the sustainable development sector, and I really enjoyed it a lot for a period of 5 years until I decided to join the banking sector, but in the same field as a sustainable development officer in an Egyptian bank called Alex Bank. I spent 5 months before deciding to take a new career challenge, where I joined a company called High Sky Aerospaces, which specializes in selling counter IED and defensive equipment to law enforcement agencies, where I spent about 2 years. And then I was approached by Makwa to become the Chief Commercial Officer, and I instantly jumped on the chance because of the potential I saw in such a startup, and because it was always one of my dreams to work in the innovation part of my major, which can be translated to entrepreneurship and starting your own business. So I feel like I had this step along the way being planned out for me, and I had to take it once the opportunity showed itself.
Okay, so I'll get into the first question. What made you, what was your decision process, or what made you come from doing engineering to Makwa? How did you transition from that? And yeah, can you tell us about that one?
Yeah, I could. I really did enjoy my last work because it was. I felt it was like I was doing important work, because we worked on mainly providing defensive equipment to law enforcement agencies, which in turn could save a lot of lives. But I always had this dream of working in a startup, because I consider it to be the future. Young entrepreneurs are the ones who are going to guide us into that future. And I always wanted to be one of those young entrepreneurs. That's why I had this innovation major back in college. It was a new major. It was something that our university had only introduced a couple of years ago. So I thought it would be something of the future, and I believed I was right. And when I had the chance, I instantly jumped on it when I was approached by Makwa's founder, Mr. Ali Ateba. The chance looked like something that I would want to do for the rest of my life, honestly. So yeah, that's what was my decision-making process, considering why I joined Makwa.
Okay, great. Can you tell us a little bit about Makwa? What do you guys do? What is your story, basically?
Yeah, basically Makwa is a tech app. It offers doorstep pickup and delivery services. We don't own our own laundries. We partner up with local vendors, where we vet them and test them thoroughly and rigorously to ensure the quality received by our customers is the quality we hope for and we ensure. We handle all logistics. We handle the pickup and delivery. We have specially trained agents who only them deal with the customers. And later on, we also deliver with our specially custom packaging. Once the customer puts their orders on the app, they receive 2 customized bags from us with 2 different colors. Each color indicates the type of service this customer would need. And we would automatically know what kind of service he needs when he gives us the clothes in the same bag. After that, we have created our own dashboard to facilitate the process of sorting the clothes, whether that be pickup sorting or delivery sorting. We have double checking on all stages of the process. Our tasks are currently being automated to ensure that no human error is present during the process of sorting. So yeah, we're currently optimizing our operations to make sure that the introduction of AI is as easy as possible to the process of sorting the clothes, identifying stains, identifying wears, all of that we are currently doing manually, but with an extreme level of precision. But to automate that is one for the future that we're currently working on.
How did the idea come about? Can you tell us the background story that is not really told, or the background story that no one really knows about?
Actually, the idea has always been around in Egypt that the laundry sector or the dry cleaning or services sector, considering the clothes in general, is an absolute mess. It has a huge variety, whether that be in quality, whether that be in prices, whether that be in distance, if it's close to you, if it's far from you. You always get variable pricing from the vendors. They tell you this time it will be like this, the next time it will be like this. So there was a lot of inconsistencies present in the market, and customers were always switching from one vendor to another. And from personal experience, I had the same issue with my own vendor, where I had to switch vendors more like 6 times or something until I found the one I'm comfortable with. So we found that there was a huge issue with the Egyptian market, and people are extremely lacking a quality service when it comes to laundry, the laundry sector. So what we had to offer is, first of all, consistency in quality, fixed pricing, fixed affordable pricing. We are very competitive with regards to any vendor in the Egyptian market. Our prices can almost be non-distinguishable from theirs. And we offer premium packaging. We offer set pickup slots, set time slots where you can choose the pickup time, the delivery time. You always know your invoice. You always know what time our agent is coming. You always receive notifications before our agent reaches you. So yeah, we worked a lot on fixing the market problems. And there are a lot.
And how did you come up, or how did you determine the business model for Makwa?
The business model, we had to test a lot at the beginning to know what would people prefer. If people prefer, do I have to count the items in front of them? Can I count them when I go back to my facility? Would the customers respond well to? We had a lot of market studies, and we did a lot of research, and we did a lot of manual work at the beginning until we had formulated all the processes needed and all the info we would have to collect from our customers, and created our own dashboard. Our own dashboard, when it was introduced and when it was completed, it facilitated almost every single task we had to make. It can automatically tell us who's the new customer, how much they order, how many items did he have in his last order, what's his total invoice, what time did he pick up his order, what time are we supposed to deliver his orders, and the routes are based on the dashboard. Our agent routes are automatically extracted when a customer puts in an order. It's automatically reflected in the dashboard, where our vendors have access to the dashboard. Their sorting is done all through the dashboard. They fill in the sheets through the dashboard. They have selection now. They can only click on an item and the item is added to this order. So it has become much easier for us to model our business on the way we wanted to, especially after we had a lot of trials in the beginning where people would tell us, I would prefer to do this and it's better to do this. So yeah, we went through a lot of optimization to reach where we are right now. And all of that happened in 1 year. We've only been operating since September or August of the last days of August in 2019.
I'll just stray a little bit away, and I would say, how important was market research and statistical data in determining your business model?
Yeah, for us, we had to face the problem head on. We didn't want to focus on one problem in the industry and solve this one problem. We had to focus on all the problems and try as much as possible to solve all of them, if not at once, gradually. We gave ourselves a lot of time to plan and strategize at the beginning, which we were confident that would save us time in the processes going forward. So yeah, it was really important for us to do these studies and for us to test with different vendors at the beginning, with different areas, with different agent approaches to training, approaches to sorting, approaches to everything, until we find the process that minimalizes errors next to zero. So yeah, it's the process we're currently planning on even automating even further.
Okay, so I'm going to go on to the next question. This is a little bit more about the investment side. So what do you think Macquarie is doing significantly different that gave investors confidence in their last funding round?
Yeah, I think what gave investors confidence is the consistency of our operations. We have consistently delivered quality to people. We have people who have already in 1 year exceeded 60 orders with us, which is a huge number in orders, which also reflects that people are very content with our quality, very content with the progress we have made so far, and are willing to try with us more going forward. That, next to our customer service that instantly replies to all your concerns, instantly notifies you whenever there's something wrong with your clothes, whether that be stains, whether that be tears, whether that be anything that could happen to your clothes while they're with us. We have fixed affordable pricing, which is something the entire Egyptian market can never offer, because whether you go to 3 vendors on the same street, you can find that one has very affordable pricing and the one is extremely high priced and one is very low priced. So you can never figure out which one is best for you. We constantly offer promotions to our customers, which gives them a lot of opportunities to discount and save money. We are growing exponentially. People can see that. We have been operating in one area 1 year ago. Now we're operating in 4 different areas. We work on optimizing each area till we perfect our operations in this area. We are in no hurry to rush expanding to new areas if we are not sure that this area would deliver the same quality that we have accustomed our users to. So investors feel a lot of confidence in our model going forward.
Mm-hmm. And what advice can you give to businesses that are trying to that are going through the funding process? What is the main thing that you would focus on if you were giving advice?
I would definitely say to always have a holistic approach when facing the problems. You can never solve one part of a problem. You have to figure out where the root of the problem is and take out that root to be a privilege, not a problem for you. You have to know where the problem originates, and you have to give yourself a lot of time to plan and strategize. That will save you time later on. You have to give yourself time. There is no rush in doing business. If you give yourself the time to strategize, right, to plan what you're going ahead, to distribute tasks correctly, to distribute your time correctly, you will have you will have it a lot easier to start your own business. And one more thing I have to say is you have to start by building trust, not by growing your numbers. Customers need to trust you at the beginning. They need to know that you, whatever happens, you will never go away. Whatever happens, you will always pick up. You will always answer their inquiries. You will deliver them with the consistent quality. If at any time the problem persists, they have to know that you know how to solve this problem, not that you are willing only, that you know how to do it. So yeah, you have to build trust. Don't focus at the beginning on growing the number of your clients, because if you grow without taking care of who doesn't trust you and who trusts you, people you will start losing people as quickly as you get them. So yeah, that's mainly what I would say to them.
Okay, let's go on to innovation. So some potential founders and entrepreneurs, they talk about innovation and disruption. What simple approach would you recommend in order to start a business?
Yeah, as I said, my approach has always been to I would think it's like a scientific approach where you have to identify the problem. That is the first thing you have to identify the problem as a whole. It's not a specific problem, it's a problem that leads to a problem that leads to the market looking like this way. So you have to so you have to make a really detailed study of what you need to do, of where you are going to put your mark, where is the competitive edge you are planting yourself on, which problem is the problem you will mainly tackle. And you have to use innovation, because nowadays, most probably you will find competition anywhere. So, and you can always do better than your competition. How can you do better than competition? By injecting new ideas to your whatever you're doing, to your business, your startup, to your project, you have to inject new ideas, because the world is moving on and you have to move on with it. And there are constant updates in every single business daily, and you have to keep up with these updates if you want to have the edge on your competitors. So yeah, innovation is key to gaining edge. So, of course.
And in Africa, there's so many opportunities to use technology to leverage existing formal and informal value chains. What advice do you have to eager young entrepreneurs in Egypt and in Africa?
My advice is, once you have the idea and you believe in your idea, go for it. Always go for it, because no one will ever do your idea exactly like how you want to do it. You can always do it better than your competition. If you have a specific idea, each idea is a unique idea. So if you do it exactly like how you imagined it, you will do better. You have to understand your market and you have to solve your problems all at one time. So use innovation, use whatever tools you might have at your disposal, and use your unique idea, because the idea in your head is different than the idea in anybody else's head. So use that motive, use that idea, and go for it. You can definitely do
it. Tell us about Makwa's big vision. So, do you guys have any plans of expansion? What does the future look like for Makwa right now?
Actually, Makwa is aiming to be the #1 laundry service provider in the MENA region, and that is within the next 5 to 10 years. Our team is ever dedicated to developing and modernizing the aging and traditional model of existing laundries. We aim to disrupt the market at a huge level, where if you're not like Makwa, you're not a part of this market. We need the market to have a little bit of consistency, a little bit of officiality, because most people in this market in Egypt have no idea what it's like to open bank accounts, to pay taxes. It's a hugely ignored sector. So if we can make this sector a little bit official, people will start having more demands, and people will start looking to service providers such as Makwa. where quality does matter next to pricing, next to delivery times, next to customer service. It's a whole package now. It's not just my clothes are being done.
And what improvements in the Egyptian business environment would help Macquarie to reach their vision sooner?
In Egypt, we are already feeling the Egyptian business environment improving due to the increasing number of smartphone users, growing digital literacy rates in Egypt, which has surpassed almost 45% of the Egyptian youth. So these were one of our drivers moving forward with our model of operations, because we know that Egypt is heading towards a digital, very nice, actually, digital era, where we can make use of, and still these numbers could be higher, and the Egyptian laundry market still needs a lot of time to make that transition. But that is what we are actually pioneering right now. We are leading the Egyptian laundry market. Of course, there might be some competition going forward, but we welcome the competition, because the competition would give the market awareness. We're solo right now.
And what is your view about the African trade agreement, and how do you think it will affect Macquarie?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a step in the right direction, along with the already existing trading blocks of the COMESA and the SADC and the EAC. The African continent has always been missing these kind of trade partnerships. They open up new areas of cooperation between neighbors on the continent. It was always actually a dream of mine to have an African currency, an African free trade union, where people from Africa go about between countries in Africa without a Schengen dream within Africa, you know. It was always one of the things that moved people forward. So yeah, the idea was always there. So for it to gain this kind of officiality and traction was always the dream. Africa has always been the continent of the past, present, and the future, and we as Egyptians are forever proud to be a part of it. Yeah, I think the sound is your sound is off now.
Right. Okay, so we're just about to round up our GFA Attract session. I want to ask, what do you do after work? Like, how do you unwind?
Yeah, me myself as Mostafa, I am almost interested in all outdoor activities. I've had experiences skydiving, bungee jumping, hiking, kayaking. I'm actually an advanced open water diver, and I definitely I've played some sports growing up. I played some football, I played some squash, I played some swimming. But in order to wind up, I could I mainly sports. I like to play sports. I like to probably hit the gym, play a little bit of squash with my friends, paddle tennis, stuff like that. And of course, we play a lot of football.
And what book are you reading right now? If you read books, sorry.
Yeah, the last book I read was The Great Gatsby. Actually, it's a novel, because I have seen the movie and I felt the movie was a little bit underwhelming, so I had to read the book.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and what is your favorite football team?
Yeah, in Egypt, of course, I support Al Ahli club, which is one of the top African teams, if not the top, to be honest, and it's one of the most decorated clubs in the world. But that is locally. Internationally, I have always, most of my adult life, I have supported the Chelsea Football Club, which plays in the English Premier League.
And okay, one other question I need to ask you just before I forget. What other African countries have you visited except for Egypt?
I had the wonderful chance of visiting South Africa, Tanzania, and Ethiopia. And to tell you the truth, South Africa has since been my favorite destination.
Why?
Yeah, it's what a country. What a country! It has everything in it. Actually, it has the sea, it has the views, it has the people, it has modernizing, it has traditional, it has everything you could hope for. So I loved it. I really did.
And what is your, after Corona, of course, what is your next destination? What other countries would you like to visit?
Definitely an African destination. Ever since I've been to South Africa, I didn't go anywhere else except Africa.
Okay, and as GFA, our mission is to uplift people and economies in Africa through entrepreneurship and helping companies find funding, grow and create jobs. What advice do you have for Get Funded Africa?
Yeah, my advice would be to keep going and to keep supporting Africa's young entrepreneurs. Keep on providing them with the right tools for them to continuously grow and for them to properly gauge their progress. Keep encouraging investments and keep reporting those who succeed and even report on those who don't as lessons learned. Keep young Africans updated and equipped, and they will definitely reap the rewards soon enough. Africans, young Africans specifically, they hold the keys to the future.
Right. Okay. This is the last question. I'll probably put this question up ahead. What is the number one problem that you see among entrepreneurs, African entrepreneurs specifically?
I think it would be that they try to have it all in a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
It would be the thing that is most apparent when dealing with Africa. They try to have success in the minimum amount of time possible, which is not possible. Which is everything that effort has to be put in something in order for it to succeed. If something succeeds in a short amount of time, that is not the norm. That is the exception. You have to give everything effort. So that's basically looks like a problem to me.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to stop recording and I will add the closing remarks afterwards.